The night started like any other. I was at a networking event for work, a crowded room buzzing with energy, the air thick with chatter, and the faint scent of wine. These events weren't my favorite, but they had their perks. New people to meet, fresh ideas to exchange. And honestly, I thrived on the unpredictability of it all. You never knew who you might meet or what opportunities might present themselves. That's when I saw him. Daniel. He was standing by the bar, effortlessly charismatic, the kind of person who drew people in without even trying. He was tall, with an easy smile and a spark in his eye that hinted at mischief. Something about him caught my attention immediately, like a magnet pulling me in. And before I could overthink it, I was walking over. "Interesting crowd, huh?" I said, sliding into the spot next to him. He turned to me, his smile widening.
Interesting is one word for it. Overwhelming might be another.
I laughed, instantly at ease. "Let me guess. You're here for the free drinks in the hope of escaping before anyone tries to pitch you something?"
Guilty.
He admitted, raising his glass.
What about you? What brings you here?
"Work," I said simply. "But honestly, I stay for the people. You never know who you'll meet." He raised an eyebrow, clearly intrigued.
And have you met anyone interesting tonight?
"I might have," I said, a playful edge to my voice. The conversation flowed easily, like we'd known each other for years. We talked about everything: books, travel, even a mutual disdain for overly complicated coffee orders. Daniel was sharp, witty, and refreshingly bold, and I found myself drawn to his energy in a way I hadn't felt in a long time. But as the night went on, a quiet guilt began to creep in. I loved Oliver, didn't I? He was everything I'd ever wanted in a partner: steady, kind, intelligent. And yet, here I was, caught up in the thrill of a stranger's attention, feeling more alive than I had in weeks. It wasn't about Daniel. Not really. It was about the spark he reignited in me, the one I hadn't realized was missing. At one point, Daniel leaned in, his voice dropping just enough to make it feel intimate.
You're fascinating, you know that?
I laughed, trying to brush it off. "You don't even know me,"
Not yet,
he said, his gaze steady.
but I'd like to.
My stomach flipped, equal parts exhilaration and dread. I knew I had to end this, to walk away before I crossed a line I couldn't come back from. But it wasn't that simple. It never is. "I should go," I said finally, stepping back. Daniel looked surprised, but didn't press.
It was nice meeting you, Fiona.
"You too," I said, my voice softer than I intended. As I walked away, my mind raced. I told myself it was harmless, just a conversation. But deep down, I knew it was more than that. It wasn't about Daniel. It was about what he represented: freedom, adventure, the spark of something new. When I got home, Oliver was already asleep, his book still open on the nightstand. I stood in the doorway for a long moment, watching him. He looked so peaceful, so steady, and the sight made my chest ache. How could I feel so conflicted about someone who loved me so completely? I crawled into bed beside him, careful not to wake him. But even as I lay there, staring at the ceiling, I couldn't shake the whirlwind of emotions. I thought about Daniel, about the way he made me feel, and then I thought about Oliver, the life we were building, the foundation we'd worked so hard to create. What did it say about me that I was so easily tempted? Was it my restless Gemini heart, always searching for the next thrill? Or was it something deeper, a sign that something was missing, even if I couldn't quite put my finger on what? I knew I had to confront these feelings, to be honest with myself and with Oliver. But the thought terrified me. What if my restlessness ruined everything? What if, in my quest for excitement, I lost the best thing that had ever happened to me? Sleep didn't come easily that night. My mind wouldn't stop spinning, caught between guilt and longing, fear and hope. But one thing was clear. I couldn't keep pretending everything was fine. It was time to face the truth, no matter how messy or uncomfortable it might be.